Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Friday. This is Big Mark coming to you again. I want to talk to you today about survival mode. Survival mode is very important because now that you have accepted responsibility and you are no more victimizing yourself, survival mode keeps you from re-victimizing yourself. And what causes you to survive is knowing your trigger points, knowing what will cause you to go back to what you were doing before you were in survival mode, such as number one, your self destructive mode. What things that cause you to self destruct? Number two, your anger. Things that'll cause you to be violent. Things that cause me to be violent. This is personal. I had to watch those trigger points that caused me to be violent. And thirdly, the emotional trigger points, things that cause me to want to emotionally break down to the point where I will want to go back to victimization again. These three, I call them avenues to your soul. You have you have to protect those avenues, but at least you know where they are. And once you know where they are, it's a day-to-day survival. Like for instance, drug addiction and alcohol. I couldn't pass that because that's what I did to self-medicate until I was able to get help. But those are trigger points, and there are things that'll cause me to want to go do that again. So what I have to do is number one, stay away from people until I'm strong enough. I have to stay away from people who are doing those things. This is survival mode. I'm surviving drug addiction and alcoholism. Number two, violence was my problem. So I have to stay away from people and things that will antagonize or initiate violence from me. I have to be very careful on who I'm around. So I have to watch and pray. Because see, once you've been exposed to a certain amount of violence, you know where that line is. A lot of people don't know there's a line of a point of no return. Once you do something, you can't turn back. Well, I have to watch those lines. And number three, the emotional. I know my emotional bank was damaged through the child molestation, through the abuse. And so I have to watch my emotional bank. Don't let nobody abuse me or use me emotionally. Don't waste my emotion and my time on frivolous things. These are things that cause you to survive, to keep you from going back to where you used to be. Survival mode is very important because you're not out the woods, but at the same time, at least you know what you're working with. You've accepted responsibility, you know what you're working with, so therefore you can fight. You could fight you. And survival mode is the key mode to overcoming because you know what you're dealing with and you know you're in a battle for your life. I'm going to talk about overcoming mode tomorrow. Remember, guard the avenues to your souls. You know what besets you. You know what gets to you. So you have to protect you. It's your responsibility to protect you now. It's your responsibility to guard these avenues to the soul so you can cut down on ways that you could be off track or sidetracked. Okay? Hope this makes sense to you. This is Big Mark. Thank you for listening. And remember, falling is a lot like flying till you hit the ground. So keep your head up. Peace.